Hi Stampers, welcome to Watch It Weekly Wednesday. I'm Jill and I'm going to show you how fun it is to mass produce cards. This is the way I've always done it, so I'm going to go step by step so it's very easy to follow. First thing, I'm going to choose my stamp set that I want to use, and I'm using Layers of Beauty, which is a new stamp in our new catalog that's just coming out. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on my stamp block. This is a big block because this is a big stamp. And I'm going to go ahead and put some of the sayings so they're ready to go when I'm ready to use them. So I go ahead and drop this on my grid sheet so I have it nice and straight for when I press it down on the paper. And not sure if I'm going to use this one. It says God bless, but I'm going to go ahead and put that on there too. So I'm going to move those over here because I'm going to show you the steps, the next steps after I get my stamps all ready to go. Then I'm going to make sure I cut all my cardstock and also the colored cardstock, and I'm using these new in color colors. I love them. Let me go over those. Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, and Summer Splash. And you'll notice that I have some note cards and envelopes right here. They're already scored for me, so I'm going to do that because it's even easier when you're using the note cards and envelopes because they're already ready for you to go. So I'm just going to score everything that I need to score for my cards, and I'm doing 5 cards. I love using a bone folder because it really gets the crease good. And these envelopes that come with the cards and envelopes, you get 20 in a kit. So I'm just going to make 5 cards here, but you can actually make 20 if you buy the cards and envelopes. Okay, so I'd have those all scored and ready to go, and the envelopes. My next step is I'm going to put my stamp right here, and I'm going to actually put it on this half of my grid paper. Now this is the card right here. I'm not going to stamp on this part, but I'm going to stamp on the envelope flap and the front of the envelope and this part right here that I cut these. So let's start with the Summer Splash, and I'm going to ink this all the way up, just patting it down here. Now I'm not going to lift this big stamp up because I don't need to. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to turn it this way though. Okay, this is the grid paper. I'm going to go ahead and stamp this down and put this as my blotting. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, lift this up, and blot it down so I don't even have to lift up the stamp. So I've got my flower on that one. Then we're going to do the saying on this right here, and I'm just going to do grateful for you right here. And then just clean that off, and we're going to set this aside. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the envelope next. Let's ink it up, and we're going to do the front of the envelope. You got to kind of think of this as backwards, so I want the flowers to go this way. So I'm just going to do it like this. Same thing. I'm just going to flip this over and rub it where I need it to go. Now I'm going to take the flap of the envelope and just kind of ink this area right here of the stamp. So I'm just going to go, see right here, this is where I want that bend to be, is at the top of the bend. I'm going to bring this over and rub it. Then we've got the flap all done, and then the other part of the envelope. Okay, so I'm going to set those down because I've already stamped those. I'm going to wipe this off and do the next color. Same exact thing. We're just going to do that over and over again with each color. Now I'm going to switch to the Shy Shamrock and do the same exact thing that I did before. Then I'm going to take the card right here. You've got that. And then I'm going to go ahead and start with the saying the happy anniversary one. There, these are brand new pads, so they're very inky. When you get a new stamp pad, you want to just make sure that you clean them really good because they're super inked up. And you can tell by my stamping. Okay, I'm going to do the edge of this flap of the envelope again. Now I'll go ahead and do the front of the envelope. So it's actually just the same process over and over again. We just keep on doing the same process. Now if you notice, I just got this little edge here. So because these stamp pads are so inked up, so when I go ahead and ink it, you want to make sure that you just lightly touch and not get too ahead of yourself like I just did. I'm going to grab another envelope and make sure I don't do that the second time. There we go, and you notice that yes, if I get ink right here, I can wipe it off before I actually ink the card. So I'm cleaning my hands before I go to the next color, because obviously these are really juicy stamp pads, and it's really good to start with your lightest color first, which I should have told you first. This is the peach pie, because if you go from lighter to darker, you don't make those mistakes of getting ink all over your hands. I'm going to go ahead and do this card first. I'm going to lay the cardstock down. There we've got our flower. And then we're going to stamp our saying. Let's see which one. You make my heart smile. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. And then the next one I'm going to do is the envelope. Let's do the edge first. Now it's okay if you want to take the whole thing up like this and turn it over so you're seeing where you're stamping it. Let me show you with this one how that looks. You know, whatever way that you want to do your stamping is fine. So I would take the whole thing up and then just push it down like this. So we've got that one done. Now we'll next do the pretty in pink. Close up our peach pie. I love to make peach pie in the summertime. Okay, we've got that all cleaned up, and start with the peach pie, and we'll ink that up and do our cardstock first. And I'll show you again the pickup method if you want to do that instead. Normally when I'm doing mass production, sometimes I just do it all in one color, and so I don't do 3 or 5 different colors, but I wanted to show you how pretty this stamp set goes with all these new in colors. And you don't have to color it in, you can just do the outline of it and it looks beautiful. Okay, that's all our roses there. Now let's go ahead and do a saying on this. I think I'm going to do God bless on this one. Love that. Okay, that's pretty in pink. Now let's clean that off and do the petunia pop is our last color. And some of you might ask, well, why don't you put them together as you go? This is kind of a method I've used for a long time on just putting things together all at once and doing all the things at once. Okay, here's petunia pop. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do this spot right here. Now it doesn't matter if you go down or up or however you want to do your roses. It's just up to you how you want them to sit on your card. There we go. This is petunia pop. Let's go ahead and do the envelope. There's the front of the envelope, and let's do the inside of the envelope too. Okay, we've got our inside of our card, but we need to put a saying on it. Let me see. Here's the grateful for you. Love this saying. So am I going to have it? I think I'm going to have it on this side. I like to have my cards go in all different directions, how the different images can go all these different ways. Okay, so I'm going to clean this off. And then our next part is fun because it's putting everything together, and then they start all emerging as these beautiful cards. Make sure that you wipe your fingers off or go wash them and get all the different colors off your fingers and fingernails, because you just don't want to put all these different colors onto each card. Okay, I even sometimes will take this off because it's got some ink sometimes on it. Okay, so this is the card, but it doesn't matter which one of these we choose because it's going to go on here. Our next step is assembling. So I'm going to go ahead and put these all on the actual card on the inside. And I'll be doing that with each one of the colors. I keep on saying these colors because I'm learning them as I go. This is the Shy Shamrock. Happy anniversary. Okay, the next one is the Summer Splash. Just so cool. Just putting on that color of cardstock that matches and just so makes it pop, those colors pop. And then our Peach Pie is the last one. Now I'm going to go ahead and put our dimensionals on all of these. So I like to use dimensionals because it gives dimension to your cards and adds interest. So I'm just going to put 4 of those on. You could put one in the center if you want to. So I'm going to just line these up and put dimensionals on all 4 of them. This is kind of the mass producing thing in me with when I do trades for events, when I'm trading with friends different cards, I will go ahead and make the same card like this, and it just makes it easier to do all the different steps all at once. Cutting all the ribbon out, placing all the embellishments on all at once. So now what I'll do is I'll take all the backs off of these, and remember they'll be sticky, so you want to just be careful where you're putting them for a minute till you're ready to put them on your card. Don't you love our new colors? Oh, I sure do. Okay, we have all those on. Now I'm going to take the card part right here that I already have from our note cards and envelopes, and I'm just going to put this right on top of that with the edging all the way around it, about 1/4 of an inch around. So we have that one. Let's just take another one of these note cards, and this one's going to face this way. One more. Let's see, happy anniversary. I love the script on these sayings. They're so cool. Okay, so we have those 5 done. We have the envelopes already ready to go. Now we're going to put the little icing on the cake. And these are new in color little embellishments right here. I'm going to put on these little gems. And they already have the stick-em on them, so they just pick them up with take your pick tool or scissors, and you just stick them on your card. This reminds me of the Caribbean right here, this color. It's so pretty. All right, happy anniversary for a Shy Shamrock color. It almost looks like an emerald green. It's so pretty. All right, and then You Make My Heart Smile. I love that saying. With the Peach Pie. It's our last one here. There we go. There's all our embellishments on there. So we've got our cards all ready to go. They're facing different directions. And then you've got your envelope. So what I like to do is I stick the card like right in here, and the flap just goes inside. And then I give these to some people, or a gift. You can put a ribbon around it, or you can make a little box to put these in. But basically you have a gift for someone. And that's how I mass produce cards with Stampin' Up. And it's so super simple with our cards and envelopes. Hope you've enjoyed learning how we mass produce cards. And if you like any of these products, click the links below. And if you're new here, we post a video every week on Wednesdays. So make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you next week on Watch It Weekly Wednesday.